are really gonna watch this.
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she want us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, man. You ready?
Am I ready? Are they ready?
Nigga. Hold on.
What's up, man? Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio.
Oops.
And I am here with...
Your girl so fab. Hey, y'all.
Hey, man, I got my hat on. I don't look like an alien today. How was your day today?
It was good. It you know, it's a day. It's a day. It's a day.
All right.
How about you?
Hey. Ready? I'm ready for the weekend.
Understandable. Yeah.
Ready for the weekend. Yeah. Wednesday was a push. Kids getting on my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Monday was all right. Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm about tired of your kids, man.
How many days do we have left?
Of school?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's roughly like 28, 29 days.
Okay, so less than a month. Yeah.
Yeah, so we getting there. We got the whole month of May. I'll put it to you like that. And then June is testing, so that's it.
Okay.
Once you get the testing, that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
And no one should be in ISS during testing, correct?
They no. No. That's it. We're shutting it down.
Okay.
That's
All right.
enough.
All right.
Yeah, that was it. Other than that, we have a major announcement with Fuck Up Nights. That's going to be on Friday at 7 p.m. here at American Underground, 201 West Main Street, Durham, North Carolina. Come check out the stories. We have 4 speakers that will be telling us stories of where they may have had some mishaps, but the mishaps didn't take them out. And it was some stories that you can learn from, grow from, and, definitely ask some questions. Yeah. What else we got?
That's pretty much it. Fuck Up Nights.
Yeah, we do. And then also, I did give my word that I would read about this again. This is for the people who are the children who are in foster care.
Gotcha. Okay.
And these children that are in foster care, guys, they really need our help. And hold on, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just giving you senseless banter until I find it, but I'm giving you senseless banter until I find it. Hold on 1 second. As soon as I come up with this thing, I'll be able to read it right here live. Hold on. Here we go. So, yes. So, once again, African-American kids and teens are the least adopted and the least to have foster care homes. And at this current time, there are toiletries, blankets, books, clothing, pillows, snacks, and etc. that are needed because you have children who are currently sleeping at the Wake County Social Services offices, and they're in need. Then there is a young lady by the name of Darlisha who is going to be having an event June 1st. And this event is called the Candyland Festival at Dorothea Dix Park from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Everyone is free. She will be accepting donations. And on that Monday, she will drop off all the donations at the social service office. Darlisha is a small 501c3 owner. And she said it's very hard for her to get donations in. So, she's asking for our help. And she funds most of the events out of her pocket. So all the funding for this is actually, she's not looking for any monetary gain, just for us to be able to give the needed things to the youth. So please reach out to, if you would like to reach out to her. I don't have her specific, her Facebook is Darlisha. So you can go there. And then if you're interested in the Candyland Music Festival, please just shoot us a DM and then we'll get you over to her so that you can get all of her information. I will be asking her for that so that I can have that information specifically, because she just gave me this blurt as quickly as possible to be able to get out.
Yeah, because the other thing is people need to know how to donate if they can't make it and what to donate.
Yes. Only things that she listed was the clothes, the books, the toiletries, the blankets, the pillows, and snacks. But I will get more specifics. Right now, what I do have is that this Candyland Festival will be June 1st for those who can make it here in the North Carolina Triangle area at Dorothea Dix Park, same place that Dreamville was at.
Right. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Let us know how you are. How's your day? How's everything going? It's Wednesday. We're at hump day. We only got 2 more days before the weekend starts. But let us know. Check in with us. How's your heart? How's your spirit? How's your mind?
Feel good. Feel great.
Yes.
Are you feeling great? Are you feeling good?
And if you're not feeling good, tell us what's up. We're not therapists, but we'll give you some kind words and, let you know that everything will be all right.
I'm always down for a rant. If you guys want to have a rant, I'm always down to listen to somebody else do one.
Is there that one coworker that's getting on your damn nerves? Because I definitely have one.
Oh man, don't we all?
I'm just saying. Just saying.
So definitely, please make sure you rant. And then today, when we do the messy letter, we finally have our ability to accept calls, and we have the right phone number. So if you want to call in for the messy letter today, I'll make sure I post the number down below. Give us a call, and instead of you guys typing your comment, we would like to hear from you with the messy letter. And so with that being said, we got some birthdays today, and I don't have a lot. So the birthdays that I have are 2, I think.
I have 2.
Okay, go ahead with yours. My screen's loading.
Okay, my 2 are actually 2 young ladies that I went to college with. One was when I went to Point Park University, Miss Katina Lee Lord. She was one of the first people that I've met. Super dope, super sweet, hilarious, a New Yorker through and through, but we clicked and connected. So happy birthday to you, Love Button. And then the other person I went to college with when I was in Mansfield, she was definitely the mama of the crew until she graduated, and then that was passed down to me. But Miss Darnell, super sweet, hilarious, absolutely funny. Her and Monte would go back and forth all the time, but really sweet woman. So happy birthday to you as well, love.
All right, and I got Maurice Allen celebrating his 30th, and Wesley Morris, who does not tell me what he's celebrating, but it is his birthday. So happy birthday to everybody, and we're gonna get into our birthday vibe. Ready and go.
Y'all ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Well, it looks good. It looks good. It looks fine. It looks fine. We hope you have a good time. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you.
And as the saying goes, continue to live your life in a way that makes every day worth living. From the Sibs.
Happy
birthday, everybody. And Darlisha's gonna get me that information. So
awesome.
Hopefully I'll be able to have that to you guys by the end of the show.
Awesome.
And with that being said, let's find out what these crazy celebrities are doing with celebrity news with SoFat Kim. All right, so who's up first, and what is this? What we got? What's going on?
So first things first, let's talk about TikTok. That seems to be the trending thing that everyone is hooting and hollering about because President Biden officially signed the bill to ban TikTok. So let's break some things down before everyone goes crazy and talks about who they're not going to vote for in the upcoming election. So I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, nothing is going to happen until possibly at the soonest 2026. So TikTok isn't going anywhere. I promise y'all, within a couple of days, couple of months, like I said, the soonest it could possibly go away is in 2026. And one of the reasons why they want to ban TikTok is because Congress and the House and the government believe that China is surveilling our information, selling it, as well as monitoring what we're doing and pushing propaganda and conspiracy theories and things like that. So they want to get rid of it. Well, not even get rid of it. What they want to do is they want ByteDance, who owns TikTok, to essentially sell the company to the US so that we can actually get some control again. And because there's a lot of fear of what China will do with that information. So that's that. That's why they want to ban it. We'll start there. Then the other thing is, a lot of TikTokers are upset because this is their livelihood. They're making good money off of it. So they're like, what are we supposed to do? This is how I feed my family. This is how I've been, reaching the masses, whatever you say, however it goes. But like I said, the soonest that anything can happen is in 2026 because the bill is set for 9 months. So what's going to happen is they are saying ByteDance has at least 9 months to decide if they want to sell it, or what's going to happen is they're going to, move forward with getting rid of it. But ByteDance can essentially sue and appeal the decision, which is going to take even longer. And then once that happens, then, of course, the US can fight whatever decision that comes out of it. So there's a lot that's going to happen before TikTok goes anywhere. And even then, if ByteDance wants to go ahead and give up to whoever, the highest bidder is, they may sell it to someone in the US because there's a lot of people vying for ownership of TikTok. And before you know it, then it's like this conversation never even happened. But everyone calm down, relax. Your precious TikTok isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Okay.
I don't even use it, but for those that do, I know they're spazzing.
Oh yeah.
And this is also a muscle move, man. You can't have somebody with a platform that is more popular than those Americans have made. So, for example, we've watched my man Mark go through it with Facebook, and Twitter is under scrutiny all the time, Instagram and all that other good stuff. So if this is par for the course, that's one. Two, is it some form of censorship? I think we should be aware of the fact that the TikTok, especially for children in China, is not the same that it is for our children. So, there are some things that we need to pay attention to. I know people make their coins by it. So of course that's going to be an immediate issue, but we do need to just let's indulge in this a little bit more to figure out what's going on, because the information is out there. But the immediate panic of, oh no, it's going to be gone tomorrow. Nah, just chill. Yeah. People will keep this caught up in litigation for so long
exactly
that another streaming service may come up before this is even done. So
exactly.
I wouldn't trip.
I wouldn't.
But that's also because I don't use it. Now, if somebody said StreamYard was going away, I'd be like, no.
Right.
So,
But then even before doing that, just do the research. Because like you said, it's out there. All you have to do is type into Google, why is the US banning TikTok? And it pops up. It's the first thing that pops up to tell you
we're not
why.
Making money off of it. The US got to figure out how to get its point.
So they'll tell you why. So just, be mindful of what's happening. And like I said, the soonest anything can happen is in 2026. But like you said, this thing is going to be tied up in litigation for who knows how long. So enjoy it while you have it. Relax, calm down. TikTok isn't going anywhere. You can still shop on it. You can still, watch your videos and all of that. Whatever.
It's no big deal.
It's not.
Not yet.
Yeah. So moving on, Megan Thee Stallion. So we told you guys yesterday that she's facing a potential lawsuit from a photographer that used to work with her.
Yeah, the dude that was mad that she was kissing another girl in the back seat.
Can we
call him a dude for that? Because that's not a dude behavior.
Can I just say I love Instagram so much because y'all don't know how to act. Like Instagram and Twitter, the comments that I read of people being like, nigga, are you serious? Like you're really going to claim that, you know, you were just so frozen that you didn't know what you were going to do. And people were making jokes essentially like you did yesterday, saying that they were going to record the whole entire thing if that was them in that situation.
Every piece of it.
But her team did speak out.
Okay.
So this is what they had to say. They said this is an employment claim for money with no sexual harassment claim filed and with salacious accusations to attempt to embarrass her. We will deal with this in court. Now, her lawyer is Alex Shapiro. So I was like, ooh, this definitely isn't going to court. You're going to settle. And this probably will end up going away. But dude, come on. Like they said, where did this even come from? And the fact that you no longer work with her, but yet now you want to go ahead and pull up this lawsuit. Timing, it's not looking good.
Folks are corny.
Yeah.
This is corny.
Yeah.
Like there's no jokes to it either. Like this is corny. Cut it out.
It is.
You don't work for her anymore. The things that you're saying, nobody even cares about. You, sir, just want to try to extort her for a couple of dollars. And you probably dropped the bag somewhere, realizing that now you don't work for her. So now you're one of those disgruntled people. Because if you was that distraught, you would have did it during the time that it happened. So
exactly,
just leave people alone and stop trying to extort these people for money.
Exactly.
Stop.
Exactly.
Stop.
6 figures at that. Like, dude. Yeah. So needless to say, that will probably be pushed under the rug.
Megan Thee Stallion and kissing people in the back seat, pulling the car over and getting in the back seat with her. What the hell are we talking? Next story. Next story here.
So moving on to Reggie Bush, because we did talk about this a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. When we were talking about the juice and his Heisman Trophy and things like that. So the topic came up of if Reggie Bush should get his Heisman Trophy back. Now you had pretty much a good statement as to why he's not even eligible to receive it, because this happened during college. You know, the whole thing with OJ didn't happen when he was, you know, in that time or whatever have you. So I guess somebody must have been listening. Maybe they were watching our show. And the president decided to reinstate his trophy again, you know, and essentially tell him like things have changed drastically since his situation. So to be fair, they went ahead and reinstated his trophy. And of course, Reggie Bush, he took to Twitter and Instagram and just saying, you know, like he was grateful that his trophy is back. But the president of the Heisman Trophy Trust said, "We are thrilled to welcome Reggie Bush back to the Heisman family. In recognition of this collegiate accomplishments, we considered this enormous change in college athletics over the last several years and deciding that now is the right time to reinstate the trophy for Reggie. We are so happy to welcome him back." You think that was the right thing to do?
Yeah. And the reason why I'm just him-hawing is because it's like, don't do this now. If I was Reggie, I would be like, I don't want it.
Really?
Don't give it to me now. Just because y'all changed your ways. That's no different than that's no different than legalizing weed and then now saying sorry to people that you locked people up for selling it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now the laws changed. We're sorry. Man, get out of my face. Let me out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, if I was Reggie, I'd be like, thanks, but you know, you can give it to USC, let them put it somewhere, but I'm good, because don't look in my face. Y'all made me seem like I was the worst person in the world. And then now you want to double back because these kids are doing 10 times more than what I did. And now all of a sudden, oh, well, we sorry, man. Take that trophy, because the trophy did not cause him to lose any money.
Right.
So take that trophy, give it to USC, and you know, I'm gonna keep pushing.
Go about your business.
Yeah, because y'all corny as hell for that. Because y'all made it seem like I was making some of the most egregious crimes in the world.
Right.
And I was just trying to figure out how to get a couple dollars because I'm a college student and y'all making millions and billions of dollars and I'm not making anything. And then now all of a sudden, we're sorry.
Here's your trophy.
Yeah. I'm just not cussing today. That's all. But what I want to say is, y'all, give it to the college, because that's the selling point for the college.
Okay.
As for me, I don't want that. But when kids go to tour the college and, you know, to be a part of the legacy with, you know, people, you know, other people and things like that,
The college can say we had a
yeah,
Heisman Trophy.
we got a Heisman Trophy, leave it there. But as far as me going to go pick it up or touch it or have it sent to me, nah, y'all good. I made my coins. He made it to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got it.
Yes, you said I'm standing on business. Fuck you and that trophy.
Word. And I don't know if I would have said crazy like that, but I wouldn't be all elated. I'd be like, you know what, thank y'all, and make sure USC gets the trophy they deserve for the hard work I put in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd leave it at that. Well, what do you think, Reg? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Because the damage is done. Y'all, don't.
Yeah, and then the embarrassment behind
I'm
having
not
my
playing
trophy
ball
stripped.
no more. When the last time somebody said Reggie Bush? So it's not like he's relevant now that we're like, yeah.
I had the biggest crush on him.
I mean, a lot of people did. You know what I'm saying? And he was a handsome guy. Then he got one of those Kardashians, and then now everybody,
then got a makeshift.
He fell in suit
yeah.
with what Cat Williams said that all these celebrities get, and then he had a average to slightly above average career in football, and then that was it. Like, and but what did you do? Well, yeah, you're right. I didn't play in the pros, but amongst other pros, he was.
He was okay.
Slightly above average.
Okay.
I ain't gonna put him on fantastic great. Slightly above average,
You said,
Yeah, you did all right.
You're doing good.
Yeah, you did all right. You did better than some. Not as good as most. But you made your coins.
Yeah.
So then,
yeah,
that's it.
Oh, all right. So Reggie, good for you.
Good for the school.
Yeah.
It ain't really for him.
Yeah.
This is just a selling point for you, because anybody who watched football and enjoyed Reggie Bush, just because he didn't actually have the actual hardware,
Mm-hmm.
he was still the Heisman. In college, he was one of the best college players to ever do it.
Ah.
So college-wise,
Well,
college Reggie, everything doesn't always translate. So I'm not saying he was terrible in the NFL. It was just you wasn't the guy that you were in college in the NFL.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now in college, phenomenal. One of the greatest players to ever touch the ball.
Wow.
And then the pros, he was above average. I'm not going to say he was cheese. No,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't cheese. He was slightly above average. Okay, we'll give it to you. But in college, he was the man.
That's insane.
So nobody who's a fan of football ever discredited him because he didn't have the actual hardware in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He was still a Heisman Trophy winner. And if he was to come in a room and we would announce him, even if they didn't give him the trophy, I would still say Heisman Trophy winner because he earned that trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all took it from him based upon
something that's
him trying
now.
to get money for himself. You get what I'm saying? And so that's legal now. So he was never not our Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In my mind, and I'm sure in a lot of sports football enthusiasts, especially college ball enthusiasts, he was never not the Heisman Trophy winner. Y'all just giving it back to him. And for me, most of the time they have replicas. So they'll take the original, but somebody that made a replica for him, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just hold on to that. Big. And like I said, let the school, that's for the school. A trophy like that, you get a replica made and you might hold on to the replica to put in your house.
Mm-hmm.
The real one goes to the school.
Okay.
That's it.
Good enough. What is he doing now?
He commentates.
Okay.
Every now and again he pops up on Fox during the football
I
season.
was wondering, like, all right, where are you at now?
Yeah.
So on to this just keeps going, and I don't know why it keeps going. Like I thought at some point it would die, but no. So Rick Ross is doubling down. Why did you find that picture?
Because
he's not even that size anymore.
That was how I felt.
You were such a damn menace.
That's how I was feeling. That's how he is to me in my mind right now.
He's not even that big anymore. Well, Rick Ross is doubling down. And I thought that this was it when it came to the diss track. But no, he said, I'm going to drop the visuals for it because I want Drake to know how I feel. I want him to see it. And I'm like, Ricky,
you're too old for this.
You're too old for this, love bug. And
that's why I found that picture. So let's remember who you really are. You're that. So stop.
You got titties.
Bloop. Mm-hmm. Bloop. Like, stop it. It's a smooth, strong A, almost B cup. Relax.
That might be a C cup. My nigga.
Word.
Yeah, I think that's a C cup.
All right. Relax. Bottom line is,
Yeah,
relax.
yeah. Because I'm like, I thought we were over this. We're moving on. Like even the whole thing with Breezy and Quavo, we're moving on, y'all. But the one
Those two
thing,
aren't, but
yeah. But the one thing, it is very petty. The one thing that I found interesting, rapper The Baby, you guys know who I'm talking about, but he actually said that he was approached to have a fake beef with another rapper, and he said he denied it, which makes me think, is a lot of this just fake, just to cause some uproar, but really behind the scenes they probably laughing and giggling and rubbing their feet together and carrying on?
Yeah, the one that's not fake is the one with Quavo and Chris Brown,
because it got personal.
That other stuff, that's fake.
Mm-hmm.
It's fake. It's corny. And that's why I'm like, nah, man. Officer titties.
Officer titties.
I mean, Ricky.
You are so petty.
I mean, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, that stuff is corny. He's too old for that.
Yeah.
Like when you push this type of narrative, you can never try to push a positive narrative amongst our people when you're pushing this narrative as well. Pick a side. There's no gray. So don't try to be like, what we need to do is get chicken wings from Wingstop.
Is that your Rick Ross voice?
Yeah.
One more time.
What we need to do is we need to go get the Wingstop wings, lemon pepper. You talking all this positive about building and getting businesses, and this is what you do, Officer Titty. I mean, Ricky. Sit down somewhere.
So damn petty.
Because he's corny, man. These guys are so corny, and as consumers, we just be like, ooh, and it's like, nah. Every waking moment that this stuff continues, J. Cole looks more and more correct.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is lame. And we would expect this lame thing from Drake because you, sir, are lame.
Don't get me started on Drake.
Now, all these additional people stepping in is like, cut it out. Drake, you're lame, sir. You are the fan of everybody. There's pictures of everybody that you got diss tracks with, smiling and hugging. And then they are lame for talking bad about you because they loved you as well. So can we stop it? Because all y'all are rich.
You have a lot of money, but I guess this is what happens when you have too much time on your hands. I don't know. Oh, let me just start a diss.
Y'all got money.
Yeah,
we ain't got money.
I know what you can do. For those of you out there, instead of creating beef with one another, you can pay my student loans. There you go. Man. Help me out.
Hey,
just saying.
Good interview with any of you. I'll take it.
Hello. If you need something to do, if you need to figure out a way to spend your money and help the community, start by helping me pay off my student loans. Yeah, just saying. Or help TDS.
That's what I'm saying. There we go.
But moving on to our good sis Amanda.
Oh,
so if you are familiar with Amanda Seales,
that wasn't a petty picture.
No, it wasn't. That's actually one of my favorite pictures of her. Oh, okay. She decided to stop on Club Shay Shay. So Amanda has been going through a lot lately on social media and just in publication period, because she's been attacked by certain Black publications. And her frustration with Black publications are essentially like, why are you trying to make me out as a problematic girl, because Black woman, when I'm just voicing, number one, information and being myself and, educating my people and having a voice and all stuff like that. Then she also talks about the fact that Black media, number one, always seems to shade her. They never invite her anywhere, how she's had issues with the entertainment industry and things like that. And that we always seem to highlight problematic people, but then it's the people who actually have something worth saying that we don't typically invite on our platform. So most recently, she was talking about Essence because Essence did a piece on her, alluding to the fact that, her opinions aren't favorable. So then she decided to invite the editor-in-chief onto her podcast, but she canceled. But in the meantime, she was also invited on Club Shay Shay because she also said like, hey, if Shay Shay would like to have me on his platform, I'm more than happy to go on there.
No better place to air your grievances than Club Shay Shay.
And did she? And she had some words for a few people, and one of them being Emmanuel Acho. So this is what she had to say.
With her,
this is what she had to say.
How disgusting that is, and that cornball who loves to make himself look like he's the white people's savior.
Who said that?
Emmanuel Acho.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Corny C-band.
Oh, Lord have mercy, man.
Come talk to me, white people. I'm the black guy that's nice. Cut it out. It's ridiculous.
Man, I know these people, man. I'm going to have...
Well, you're not saying it, I am.
So, yeah.
She went off like a drunk girlfriend at a barbecue. Well, you'd be like, this is my family. Like, don't stop. Because Shannon knows these people because of the sportcasting fraternity.
But then it's also one of those things where even though I know you, why is it such a big deal for me to call you out when you're wrong?
Because white people fund all this and we need to keep these checks coming in.
But don't they like when, black people are pitted against one another?
But they'll pick one. And so right now there's a lot of black people eating on these Fox networks, a lot. And so what we can't do, and Shannon's one of them. What we can't do is we can't have you coming on here with this pro-black stuff, messing up the money. Now, you ain't got to name people by name. You could say,
and she did,
but she dropped the name.
Good for her.
With her dropping names, you're making it hot for me now. See, it's different in the comedian world because that ain't got nothing to do with him directly, but that's almost like a coworker. But
is it any different than people calling out Stephen A. Smith? Because a lot of people had issues with the things that he said over the years. Or Charles Barkley.
Well, yes, it's different because Stephen A. Smith is not getting paid by the same hand that this guy is paying. So Fox is paying my man, what's his name? Emmanuel. Mm-hmm. And then also Shannon Sharp. So, don't come on. See, Disney owns ESPN.
Yes, it is.
So he getting Disney money. So he's set as long as he don't say anything wrong. If he say nigga one more time on the air, they probably are gonna get him, ding him, because he done said it twice. He let it slip twice.
Wait, who?
Stephen A.
Oh, okay.
But Fox is paying all these other brothers, and behind the scene, Fox don't tend to, they don't tend to report the news from the African American community with the African American lens. Mm-hmm. We'll say it that way. See, I'm doing good, Grandma Nelma. And the problem is with this is, you come on and you start name dropping and talking like this. Yeah, you making it hot for me. And she did. Like that comment, was she wrong? No. Because I get tired of these people, just like Gail saying to Dawn Staley, we were rooting for Caitlyn and you let us down.
Yeah, she got dragged for that.
And then the guy, Jason Whitlock, who says things like, he talks about everybody black who is a celebrity. He doesn't enjoy anybody black. But once again, he's paid by Fox. Mm-hmm. So what she was saying is like, stop. Well, she actually said it. Mm-hmm. Stop cooning for these companies. And that's when he was like, man, I know these people. I'm thinking like, that's like being in a room with a woman that you brought to the party and she spazzed and you like, oh God. Just shut up.
Nope.
Just shut up.
You won't say it. I will.
I mean, yeah.
So kudos to her on that. But I do feel bad for Amanda because, she did admit to the fact that she's battling with being on the spectrum. She just recently got diagnosed and has come to the realization with that. And a lot of, the tendencies are starting to show. And, she recognizes that. But I feel bad because I've seen, I follow her on Instagram and I've seen how what these articles have done to her and how it really affects her. And she's just like, I love us so much. And she was like, I just want us to be educated. I want us to know what's going on. And I hate that they're making me out to be this bad person, but yet you don't mind inviting people like Candace Owens on your platform. But when it comes to me, it's like, oh no, we can't associate with her,
Right.
So I can 100% understand where she's coming from. And it is harmful, and it does hurt your feelings. So, I mean, I'm going to continue to support our good sis.
She wasn't saying nothing wrong. It's just you ain't supposed to say it that way.
Exactly. And that's what people have a problem with. It's not what she says, it's how she said. And that the fact that she calls people out, and she don't just call people out and him haw about it. She calls you out directly, just like she did with Emmanuel. And now I'm wondering if he'll even respond, because people were still like, okay, yeah, you may have reneged on what you said about Angel, but you never directly apologized to her. You just said, oh, I know what I did or what I said was wrong, but you still didn't apologize. So, and what's crazy is he was actually engaged to her co-star on Insecure. So, yikes. There is that. And our good bro, because, he's been invited to the cookout now for whatever reason, Ryan Garcia. So we've all seen his antics all over social media, TV, whatever have you. But he recently sat down in an interview, and like I was telling you off air, this guy he has his stuff together. He really does. But he just finally admitted that he was just being a troll. So all of those things that you've seen with him acting crazy and making up songs and raps, he said he intentionally did that to get into his opponent's head. So we have a quick video that you can show with him talking about it.
Okay.
Months behind. I don't know what made me come up with the idea, honestly. I just one day just decided just to go all in and just commit to a plan that I had. And I was not going to budge for nobody. It didn't matter if I went on his podcast, anybody's podcast. I was acting like sporadic, like just like crazy. I would go on
your mannerisms. You were just like
spaces. I'll do this with my nose. Like, it's just a tick. I had everything. But then you make adjustments to. What was real though is at times I did drink a little bit during camp because I like to drink.
Yeah.
So my question is to you, as someone who is an athlete or someone who is in a competitive sport, do you think that's a good tactic to kind of psych out your opponent?
Mike Tyson did it. So Mike Tyson will tell you now that there was many a times that he went in that ring and he was terrified and he was scared.
Terrified?
Yeah.
He was?
He was scared. Yeah. And he said that, so he fought out of fear, and that, it was either me or that person. But he said the goal was to make that person fear him as much as possible before they even got in the ring. But a majority of it is a front. Same thing with Muhammad Ali. I'm going to talk you out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to talk you out of this, and that it's going to get in your head so bad that I'm going to take you out of the game. And it works for some people. Some athletes, they fall into that. And when they fall into it, basically you're lulling their aggression to sleep because they start to become overconfident. The way Ryan Garcia was doing it. The other way is other people get, upset with, the mind games. It's a part of the game. If I can beat you mentally, you'll never beat me physically, because mentally you don't believe you can do it.
Right.
And so he got Haney to be overconfident.
Yeah.
And make it seem like, I'm gonna knock this dude out because he's crazy.
Right.
Only to go in there and get dropped multiple times.
It was bad.
And so it worked. This guy he works underneath Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh.
He signed underneath Golden Boy, I want to say Productions, but so he's no stupid, he's no clown. He knows what he's doing, right? Because he got one of the greatest to be in his corner to actually tell him what to do. Oh,
so that's actually his mentor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
He's literally signed to Golden Boy.
That is dope.
So as soon as the fight was over, the first person he went to was Oscar De La Hoya.
I used to have a big crush on him too.
So so that he knows what he's doing. And so and the whole drinking during camp thing, sometimes they have their down moments when they do drink, things like that. And even him coming in overweight was tactical. So he came in 3 pounds overweight. So that means win, lose, or draw, it don't really make a difference because he's overweight. So it breaks the rule. It breaks the rules of the contract. So he knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he had me fooled because I was like, this man is crazy as hell. I don't know what is going on.
Nah, I seen it as corny. I'm like, it's corny. But I once I seen Haney come out with those Kanye West boxing shoes, I'm like, this nigga ain't even got no ankle support. It's over. It didn't. It looked like he was boxing in a sock. And I'm like, he got no ankle support. Bop. Yep. There it is. There it is. And boop goes the dynamite. As soon as he got dropped, boop. Ooh, there it is. Told y'all. Then he got dropped again. And his ankles, like his legs wobbled. He ain't got no support. So he went out there with them Kanye West type style boxing shoes. That was the most ridiculous idea. And I'm sure they probably taped his ankles underneath, but it's still not a boxing shoe. It wasn't built for when you do get hit and you
right.
His ankle gave and he fell, I think 3 times in that fight. So kudos to Ryan Garcia. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a fan of what he did.
All right. So what I'm not a fan of is what the next story is. Uncle Creepy or Uncle Luke, however you want to address him, whatever it is. Yeah, because it's just like, what? He decided to jump on social media and let women know why they can't keep a man. Why?
Yes, tell him, Luke.
Anyone would listen to what Uncle Luke has to say.
Ain't Luke still married?
Nope.
Oh,
his wife filed for divorce.
How long ago?
That was in 2020, I believe. Oh, no. Yeah, she filed for divorce. So why anyone would listen to Uncle Luke, I don't know. But this is what he had to say. So go ahead and play the video.
Let's hear what you had to say, Uncle Luke.
That's why y'all can't get no man. You gotta cook. You gotta be a great cook. You gotta be great at giving it. Your stuff gotta be tight and right. Half of y'all don't know how to douche. Y'all need to go back to the old days. Hey fellas, if you go in a girl in the girl bathroom and in the shower, she don't have that enema bag. I don't have it too much fun. If she don't have that bag in there with that vinegar and water in there to make that thing tight and right, these girls don't even, they lost right now. I'm speaking of alien right now. They have no idea about that enema bag where they put that thing in there and they make it tight and right.
They don't have no idea about that enema bag. It was so tight and right. They don't have no idea. Whew, man. He started out right.
What he say?
They don't have no idea about that enema bag with that vinegar to make that thing tight and right. If I was white, I would look at us and just be like, literally straight face like this. They don't have no idea about that enema bag. What? Boy, I tell you, these girl lost. Now,
we have.
Do I know what he's talking about? I do. But the way he said is it necessary?
I don't.
I
No.
do. What are we talking about?
Right down. This dude just needs something to do to feel relevant. Go take a nap. Absolutely. Our next comment. What was that? I don't know. I don't know. Because the one thing that we do realize as women is that douching is not good for you.
Right.
Like, we know that as a whole. And an enema and a douche are two completely different things. They're inserted in two completely different holes. So
hey, well, see what it is what we was told about that bag with the vinegar inside of it.
Absolutely not. You don't even know what you're talking about, sir. So that's probably one reason why your wife divorced you. And then why, as a woman, why in the world are you looking in my shower to see if I have that? Like I said, it's not good for you, number one. 2, that's my business. And 3, the vagina cleans itself. So
I don't know what you're talking about because I'm looking for that red bag that got that vinegar in it because that's what you need. And
don't listen to this man, ladies.
Make me a meal and cook because you young ones is crazy. Don't nobody know what's going on. I'm like, man, I thought you was from Florida. You sound like you're from New Orleans.
Exactly. Don't listen to him because none of that is going to help you keep a man. Don't listen to that man.
It's going to help you keep old people who look for vinegar bags behind the damn door. Ain't nobody had no damn vinegar bag. No, nobody. Those commercials aren't even on TV anymore.
Because they're not good for women.
Like Jesus Christ. You know, well, what the hell? No, so here's what I'm gonna tell y'all, man. You know the best way to keep anybody is take the time to learn who you with. It's the only way you can do it. You can only keep a person by knowing and understanding who you're with, and either you can meet the need or you can't. You can either meet the need or you don't want to.
Or if the person wants to be kept.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, you just can't sit here and make it seem like it's a vinegar bag on the back of the door.
And I know,
like in my mind, oh damn it, my relationship broke up because she didn't have a vinegar bag on the back of the door. I should have known. She didn't douche.
And I know so many women who can't cook and are married happily. I know so many women who are like, oral sex isn't my thing, and they're happily married.
Now,
so
that's crazy. And I'm not going to go no further than that.
I'm just saying.
I need the sex educator here.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I know some women where that's not their thing, and they're happily married. So what works for some may not work for all. But you can't sit here as someone like this who is divorced recently and your wife divorced you, looking the way you looking, sounding the way you sounding, to tell anybody how you can keep a woman or how to keep a man.
Tell him, Unc.
Please go sit the hell down and go to the nearest hell.
Hey, man, this man had millions of women dancing to Doo-Doo Brown.
Don't got to do with anything.
Get it pumping because he know what he's seen it. But they're old. Like that old bag on the back of the door is old. Because that's the old mindset. Y'all gotta remember, how old is Luke? Luke has got to be in his 50s. Almost close to 60 years old. Hold on one second. Let me get Luke's age. That was old knowledge. Like that was old. You would expect somebody who sounds like that to say exactly what he said. What is Luke's like? What is his real name?
Just type in Uncle Luke.
Okay, but I don't think it's gonna give me his age that way. Hold on. It didn't. Hold on.
His archaic way of thinking is how women will keep it. But the sad thing is there are people who will listen to this.
Now, that man is 63 years old. That's exactly why there is nobody under the age of 35 that even knows what that bag looks like or what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's grandma, old stuff. And douches. Like I said, you don't even see the commercials for those no more. Are they even in the store?
I don't know because I don't buy them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so these are things like that. That was old advice from an old person who, when they get a certain age, start talking crazy because they don't know what else to say.
And it doesn't make you tight. Like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. It doesn't make you tight.
They don't know how to keep that thing tight no more.
It dries you out.
What?
The only thing that is going to make you tight is Kegel exercises.
What's the dude from
Raymond?
No, the dude from the dark-skinned brother from that played the revolutionary. The revolutionary will not be televised.
Bobby Seale?
No. The revolution will not be televised guy. I cannot think of his name, but he played him, the dark-skinned dude that was in Get Out.
Yeah, but he was playing Bobby Seale, right?
Nah, it wasn't Bobby Seale. I forgot the name of the guy, but that's how he talked in that. Because I love the people. The people love me. Because I love the people. The people love me. The revolution will not be televised. Luke, you sound crazy as hell.
As hell, you look crazy. You just wanted to come on there.
And the people love me.
You just wanted to come on social media and say something.
So that we can get these things as I say them faster. So because that is hilarious and it fits. Because that's exactly how it sounds. Because I love the people. And the people love me. The revolution will not be televised. I'm like, oh man, damn. We just, like I said, if I was a white man with money and I knew Luke and those guys, I was just, y'all just don't stop. You just do not. 63 years old.
Take his phone.
And that's what you said. That's crazy to me.
Take his phone.
But look.
Take his phone.
Guys, do me a favor. Sit tight. 1 second. Yesterday, our transition was pretty damn quick.
I think so.
Right. So don't go nowhere. We got a guest. So we have another entrepreneur that we're going to be talking to. She's here. I'm going to come upstairs. I'm going to go get her.
And we also have the messy.
And we're going to be doing the messy letter. Yeah, stay because the messy letter, because y'all missed the beginning of the messy letter and then came in because y'all went to go pee and then came back
and
to go use that bag that was behind the door
Shut up.
with the vinegar to make things tight. Don't go use the bag behind the door.
It is
Just
lengthy. I will tell you that. It's lengthy. And today's title is Relationship Status. It's complicated.
Okay. So we'll be right back. TDS Radio. Don't go nowhere. Somebody already went somewhere. See how y'all act? TDS Radio. Our voice, our culture. Because you know how the people act. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All
Thank
right.
you, Bean.
Thank you for keeping us on track. It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I'm here with SoFab Kim and Katrina. I'm glad y'all didn't hear me mess up because I actually messed up. So there's a lot in this bio, and there's so many different things that she's done. So we're going to jump straight in. I'm going to read the bio, and then, we're going to go into a little bit about you, let you talk about yourself a little bit. Then, if you don't mind, we're going to do the messy letter together.
Okay.
And then we'll go into everything that you do, from the strategy, the entrepreneur, to all that.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's do it. So Miss Harrell is an award-winning strategist, serial entrepreneur, teacher, writer, and creator. As a best-selling author and CEO of Sage 22 Ventures, LLC, Katrina speaks on panels and conferences and international retreats on personal leadership, transformation, social entrepreneurship, and business strategies.
Yes.
All that.
All that.
All of it.
I know that's right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, and you can pick where you want to start, and we'll get around all of it.
Okay. Thank y'all for having me.
No problem.
Happy to do it.
This is really cool. I just got off work. I work full time.
Okay.
Still. But my name is Katrina Monique Harrell. Harrell. People get it. People say it various ways. But I'm an entrepreneur. I am an executive coach and a teacher. And I teach people how to walk in the fullness of who they are.
Okay.
So everything you just read, summarizing to just that little bit right there. I'm also a mom of 2 children, a college kid, my son, and my daughter is in high school.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Like I said, I'm a full-time executive in a government.
Ooh, girl. Yes.
I got that good government job.
Yes, honey.
And yeah, I just love seeing people walk in their truth.
Okay.
And not being afraid of their own shadows.
Okay, cool.
Because, being in your shadows is typically where you find the most light.
Mm-hmm.
So I help bring people into themselves so that they can walk into their light.
I know that's right.
That's dope.
That's
amazing.
Dope.
So there's a lot of positive with that.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you can keep that energy with the messy letter, because usually the messy letter cause you to be like, what?
And this one is long, y'all.
So
y'all gonna have to hang with
what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and read the messy letter. Then most of the time they end with a question of asking us something.
Oh, she's asking for help.
Is she? Okay, so then we give some advice. Now, you can go multiple ways with your advice. Some people go with their advice and they give it straight, and it may not be nice, and some people may like to put the hand on the back. However it hits you, you give your advice as such.
I will be honest.
I know that's right. That's all we ask.
Then after that, we'll go into everything that you do, because I got a whole bunch of questions to ask.
Okay.
All right?
My God. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So it's time for
I'm sorry. I'm slacking today. Jesus. All right, it is time for the messy letter. It's that time.
Whew. Okay, so this one is long, like I said, so hang with me, y'all. Title, relationship status, it's complicated. I have been exclusively dating a guy for almost a year and a half now. I'm 32. He is 44. We'll call him Larry. The issue is Larry has complicated baggage. He currently still resides with his children's mother, who he was with for 12 years, even though they broke up 3 years ago. The reason they still live together is because the house is in his name as well as her father's. So her father lives on the top floor of the house. Very complicated situation. He stated he is ready to date and would not be able to fully commit until his situation is resolved. He told me this on the first date, and the reason I decided to continue was at the time I respected the honesty, and I was just looking to enjoy the fun and dating, nothing serious. Larry filed for full ownership of the house with the Supreme Court in March 2022. We met in December 2022. Larry's intention are to legally evict the mother and her father and proceed for custody of the children after he buys them out of the house. They have separate rooms, and I have stayed the night over at least 4 times. And of course, she isn't there when I do. Since we met, The awesome things are very awesome. Consistent weekly sleepovers, small gifts from groceries on a normal basis to more significant gifts like a refrigerator and a PlayStation. He introduced me to his daughter and his best friend. He will take off work to take me on dates if our schedules do not align. He stands up for me when my male roommates get out of line, gives me lots of attention and consistency throughout the day. Overall, treats me very well, maybe among the best I've ever dated. I've been happier since we met. Like I said, it's been a year and about 4.5 months that we've been dating. At the point, I'm starting to fall in love. So I asked him how he feels about me and was simply told that he likes me. I do not know what to do with that information. He might as well said that he doesn't like me in a romantic way. He is not my man, but he does call me his girl outwardly, but hasn't asked yet. Basically said not to rush or force things, but bruh, it's been a year and a half. I know that's not long compared to 12-year relationships with children. I'm not expecting a relationship until she's out the picture. I'm still just enjoying my time. Now the bad, not so awesome. The issues I see, though, is worrisome considering the facts. He has not spent the night with me on Valentine's Day or his birthday yet. That would make 2 Valentine's Day and 1 birthday we haven't spent the night together. Brace yourself for this part because it's essential to know. There was a moment in the relationship where I caught him cheating his birthday and did not call him out on it for 2 reasons. The first is I was ready to let go. And 2, I had also slept with someone else since dating him as a way to not fall for him. My reasoning for cheating, but since stopped. Because I knew my dirt, I wasn't as upset and actually let it go and forgot about it. Now that I'm reflecting on dating Larry, despite me knowing that I was dealing with other people up until around his birthday, I feel like I fucked up for not calling him out on it. And it's more likely to happen now. I don't even know why it's coming back up and bothering me now, but not when it happened. Maybe I'm reflecting and scared that it will happen again on his birthday. I think I'm just starting to see repetition that maybe Larry might still be with their mother's children. But how can Larry give you so much time and stay the night every week if they are together? It's not just on the special days. That's what's tripping me up. He says it's just business between the two. And if anything, he holds respect for her to keep the peace. They were engaged in 2016, but he never married her. Has shown me court records for the battle over the house and shares police reports whenever things get ugly between the two. Anyway, since he told me that he just likes me, I've been falling back painfully, and he has been pursuing me in the same manner and posted about me on his social media from time to time. He knows I'm acting differently and is asking to talk about it and to go on dates afterwards. I'm looking for guidance on how to address those special days or to not address and how to move forward considering we aren't together, just dating. I do not anticipate ghosting Larry as I feel that we can exit as friends at worst case scenario. A personal goal of mine is to stop walking away, ghosting everyone, and learning to work through the tough, uncomfortable things. Whether, no, she didn't spell weather like weather. It's with Larry or my future spouse who may not be Larry. Part of me hopes that the situation will resolve itself the way he painted the picture for me. Yeah, I'm telling you. The other part of me wants to cut my losses and just keep him for the benefits. What should I do? Can we all take a breath? God.
The throat got dry real quick.
Jesus.
I was trying not to just while you were reading. But yeah, okay. Well, we always let our guests start first. So where would you like to? That's probably the longest letter we've ever had.
I got to take a breath first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Now I got to put my teacher hat on right away because what I heard, and I'm going to have to make some assumptions to kind of fill in the gap. So whoever's listening, just know I don't know everything, obviously, but what I can say is that people, and women in particular, we are really, really good at making up stories and crafting stories about what we want and what we expect out of other people. and tricking ourselves into believing something isn't that is, or something is that isn't. And throughout the letter, this young woman went in and out of that so many times. She says she didn't want a relationship. It was just fun. She wants to stay for the benefit, but I would ask her truly, what is the benefit that she's getting from it?
Right.
Because what she's probably suggesting to us that the benefit is spending time with him and probably sex, right? And all the things that she listed of the gifts and all those things. I would challenge her to question if those are truly the real benefits that she's getting from it. And is the benefit that she's getting from it actually her avoiding her own lack of worth and self-worth? There's some disconnection there within herself that she's sort of, kind of passed on to this man, because all of the signs are there.
Yeah.
If I could share a quick, and this is a short story. When you started reading it, I thought you were reading my life.
Ooh.
But kind of in reverse. I was in a 14-year relationship with my children's father. And we were not legally married. I ended the relationship, but we stayed living under the same roof for about 2.5 years. He was dating someone else. Ooh, I'm telling people business out here on the internet, child. I don't even care. I'm too grown to care. That's right. I'm good. But I'm listening.
Hello.
We were living under the same roof. He started dating someone else. I don't know the details of their relationship while we were still together. But I'm pretty sure he painted a nice picture for that young lady to make it appear as if this was a relationship out of convenience. He too wanted me to leave the home and take my name off the deed and all those things. Why? Because he was ready to move on. And move on meant moving her in. And so I just share that, and I'll just stop right there. And this is how I can see from this young lady or this person, the self-deception. She is definitely in a self-deceptive state, asking questions that only she has the answer to.
Right.
She will not be able to find the answer until she decides to be honest with herself and realize that any man that you spend 18 months or however long it's been with, and you're falling in love, and he says, I just like you, is getting the benefit of not having to commit to you.
Girl, you said it.
Because he has a relationship already.
Absolutely.
That he's fully committed to.
He's committed to this relationship that he's been in for 12 years. It is not because of the children. It is because this is what he wants.
Right.
It's the story that he made. So I had to get the kind of had to get that deep part just to bring it right back.
We following
To that is his story. What benefit would it be for him to let both of these women go and choose if he doesn't have to choose?
Right.
Yeah.
She's not giving him a reason to, because she's convinced herself, I don't even want him.
Right.
But I love him. Women, we don't do that.
Hello.
Right.
Sits down here. She needs to be clear.
Right.
When we tell ourselves, I love him, but I don't want to be with him, that's confusion. And so we do stuff like tolerate things that we shouldn't tolerate. We try to make excuses for men or whomever we're with, whomever we are into, make excuses for them and their behavior. And we try to rationalize it. And then we try to ask for opinions of other people for questions that only we can answer. So my statement to her and anyone is, what do you truly want?
Right.
And we don't have to make our desires complicated.
Mhm.
That was complicated.
Yes, it
girl.
was.
And who got that much time
Right.
to
Yes, it
live
was.
in
Right.
that kind of complication?
Right.
If you are single, I'm assuming a beautiful woman, baby, there's so many more options, and ain't
Yeah.
that much good stuff
Hello.
in the world
Mhm.
to make me be with somebody. No judgment, because I have done some stuff. Now I'm just saying.
Mhm.
But when you learn, you realize
Yeah.
that there's plenty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that can
And-
go on and on. But
And that was
yeah.
where I was going to slap into the age difference.
Because she's 32
She's
and he's 44.
He's 44.
Mhm.
44, he done a little bit things, you know what I mean? And she may not have. And so then now it's like, I'm going to keep feeding you what you want to hear
Mhm.
so that you can't rationalize what you're really seeing.
Mhm.
So then now if I can keep you foggy in the mind,
Mhm.
which is what anybody who knows or listens to this show, I tell you, when men do stuff like this, I call it flat out. This is bull.
Mhm.
So you keep her foggy in the mind so that you can keep her close enough to where you can continue to tell her what she needs to hear to keep her on the rope. But back at home, that woman is still very much so active in your day-to-day functionality, and you're not gonna change that. You're not gonna uproot that, because just like you said, there's absolutely no reason to uproot it. You're okay with everything that has been provided at this time, and it's not forcing you to say, I need to lay a boundary here
Mhm.
for myself. Now, either we're going to do this or I'm going to roll. It doesn't sound like there's any ultimatums inside of there. There's still a lot of acceptance
Mhm.
to the behavior that deep down inside, because when you write all the good, that was the pad everything, so that when you drop this bad, everybody's like, well, you kind of know the answer,
Mhm.
because the bad is evident enough to be like, no, girl, is this what? Then you wanted to make another excuse for yourself by saying, well, I've cheated too. Well, let's be honest. You're the single one in this situation.
Right. And you said that you're not together, so
Right.
you didn't really cheat.
Yeah. But if you have that guilt of your cheating, well, then we can help you with that and say, no, you're the single one.
Right.
My
He got
question
all
to
that.
her is, do you want a relationship? That's
Right.
a simple yes or no
Right.
answer.
Right.
And if you don't, deal with him and don't complain about it.
Yeah.
Boom.
There's no question to ask.
Exactly.
Just be okay with the fact
With the
that
situation.
he's in a relationship and you're in a relationship
Exactly.
with someone who has a relationship.
Exactly.
And boy, does he.
And don't try to do little things to try to get a rise
Oh.
out of him.
I'm
Because
sorry.
the whole thing of like, oh, well, I'm cheating too, or I'm going to fall back because I want you to feel and I want you to do and I want
That
you
is
to try.
corny work.
Nobody has time for that. No, nobody has time for that. And then the other thing too, our good sis,
Oh.
when she immediately said, it is a lot. It's a lot. When
Yeah,
she
there's no
said,
benefit.
and this goes to what you're saying, how we will come up with scenarios in our head and come up with this fictitious relationship because we see potential. When she said, oh, when he told me about his situation and I told myself at least he's being honest. No, baby. No. That whole situation is entirely too messy. And right there in that moment, you knew I shouldn't put myself into this, but you thought and you've seen the potential and like, well, at least he's being honest, and then said, I'm still going to jump on this train. Your intuition told you right then and there, we're not doing this, because let him clean up this whole entire situation, then come and court you.
Mhm.
Why in the world would I want to be with somebody who's still living in the house with the mother of his children for 12 years? You cannot get rid of that much chemistry. And then I'm supposed to just sit here and be like, oh, everything's okay. And you're noticing little things like, oh, he's missing during certain dates, during certain times, and he overcompensates for certain things. This man is grooming and he's leading you on and he's manipulating the situation. Don't fall for it. You know, baby. You know. Don't. You know.
And she said court dates. What the hell? Like,
And then things get nasty between the two of them. Like,
you talking about,
whoa.
oh, he shows me all their court dates and all this other. And
police reports.
And that's the police reports.
Mhm.
Like, what y'all got going on? This is some things. But then, as long as the game is, oh, because I'm being honest,
right?
And so then now you've settled. And that's what we'll call this. You've decided to settle. And as you said, it's cool to settle as long as you understand the rules of the game you're playing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you've made this decision. Cool. That's your life, your prerogative. But don't make a movie out of this because it ain't.
No.
This ain't no movie.
But
This
like
ain't
you
no
said,
movie.
once this gets into it, it's hard. These two are battling it out because your mind is telling you one thing, but she's like, "But girl, think about it. Think about it.
Yes.
Like,
we will rationalize anything.
Yes,
anything to make it work for us. We can make logic out of anything.
Absolutely.
One of my spiritual teachers teaches me that there's a difference between the truth and facts. So what she listed is just information, but the truth is something that you cannot refute. It's not complicated. It is very clear, and you have to get to the truth. And one more thing, there's also a difference between honesty and transparency.
Right.
So someone can be honest and say, hey, this is what it is. I don't know the person that she's dating, of course, but people use honesty as a tool of manipulation.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a tool. So you have to utilize your own intuition, your own intellect, your own understanding. This is why I say it's important to understand who you are at your core and the stories you've told yourself. The more things start to get complicated for you, the more you are realizing your own self-manipulation is at play right now. And you have to start unpacking that.
Yes.
What do you want? That's what I would ask her if she was sitting here. What do you want? And don't bring him into it. Just what do you want?
Right.
And if you don't have a clear answer for that, that's where you need to pause.
Right.
Don't play these little games trying to manipulate him back.
Right. Right.
But if you want to be messy and toxic, then be messy and toxic. That's
know
okay.
what that comes
That's
with.
okay. Yeah, that's your choice.
But
I suspect that that's not what she wants. She probably wants to be loved.
Yeah. And she probably wants him, but this ain't it.
He don't want her.
This ain't because you got hurt by his response of "I like you."
Right.
That hit you enough to cause you to feel like, oh. So I don't know what more a person has to do, because all this is, I guess, it's like it's put in a capsule of the truth, and so then now you just swallowed the capsule. Like, okay, well, I'll swallow this.
Yeah.
But I like you. I'm still living in my situation, very much so. Like, ain't nothing changing. So much so that the dad lives upstairs.
Right.
Like, what you
and you spending the night? Is Dad still upstairs while we trying to get busy? Because wait a minute,
Dad is upstairs while y'all doing things. Like, nah, we ain't no. Yeah, it's very very weird. So yes. So then our final question, because then we can go into some positive things. The final question was help her, right?
Yeah. What should she do?
Well,
what should she do?
Yeah. So let everybody get her final response.
What should she do is she should be honest with herself, and she should stop lying to herself about what it is that she thinks that she doesn't want.
Right.
That's what she should do. Also, leave him alone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Or decide. No, let me back that up. She should ask herself what she wants, and then she should decide what is she willing to tolerate, and be willing to live with the consequences of that decision.
Right.
And leave everybody else out of that.
Yeah.
And realize this is the choice you made, and allow that man to be who he is if you choose to stay with him.
Boom.
And be okay with it. But don't try to make it into something that it's not.
Boom.
And I would say the same exact thing. So there's no reason for me to try to reword exactly what you said, because I agree. The biggest thing you have to do is decide and live with the consequences if you decide to stay in it. And if you get out of it and you still don't feel okay, then I would also suggest therapy. On this show, we believe here at TDS Radio, we believe that you should take your ass to therapy. So go to that so that you can find your way to be fulfilled with yourself and be comfortable with sitting with yourself, because some people just are not comfortable with being with them. So until you get to that point, then it's going to be hard for you to even have a successful relationship, because you don't know what the space is for you to do the things that you want to do, the things that you like to do. Where am I coming from? Like, where am I at in my space before I add somebody else into it? So, my suggestion, added to your point, is decide, and then once you decide, let's go get some therapy.
I have nothing else to add. I agree with both of you.
I'm sorry, we had one more comment, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Therapy, absolutely.
Therapy is beautiful. I agree.
Absolutely.
Like, just, at that point in time that you decide it's going to be hard because there is a connection.
And it's going to make you accountable.
Is it a connection?
In her mind.
I'm sorry.
I guess it's not. It ain't a connection.
I mean, if these are the types of questions we have to ask ourselves to challenge our perceptions.
Right.
And what we're living. Is there really a connection?
Right.
Some people say, I know this isn't the topic here, but some people, I was waiting for you to say, I feel like this is somebody I was destined to be with in the twin flame.
Right.
Yeah. So I was
that twin flame girl. No.
Yeah, I was waiting for that because whether a twin flame or all these things or a connection exists or not, does that give reason for you to put up with something that is not what you truly want?
Right.
So is there really a connection, or is this something that was just a convenience for you?
Right.
And you just got caught up.
I like that. Connection versus convenience.
Yeah.
It sounds a little convenient to
it
me.
Is. And then you got caught up.
I can say that like that because I've been there. And it took me months to realize that what I thought was a connection was really I just got caught up in the convenience of some good stuff. And it took me a while to unpack that and unravel what was going on with me.
And it hurts.
It hurts.
Because you have to realize that. And then now you have to hold yourself accountable because you allowed this to happen. It's like, damn,
I let it happen.
Right.
That's right.
Right. Cool. Any more comments?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, cool. So then
y'all behaving yourself today.
I see that. Y'all ain't, because usually y'all go in like yeah. So we have told them we have guests like be cool till we get a feel. Let everybody get comfortable first because they'll go in like she's dumb as hell. Like, no, he's up. But this but on this type of topic, and especially when we spoke about therapy, the way I came across Katrina was an event that she was doing, partnered with Let's Be Social Raleigh. And this event that I saw the video of was a space where people were going to be vulnerable. And it kind of mimicked what we talk about with Fuck Up Night. So I reached out because I seen a group of lovely Black people being vulnerable.
Dope.
So would you like to talk about the group setting and what you're doing and the vibe?
Yeah. So I have partnered with Let's Get Social Raleigh, the founder, Michelle Paul. I came, probably like most of us, came across this beautiful group that she put together and these meetups. And I used to host my own meetups called Liberation Conversations in Raleigh, and they were intimate dinners with women. And then I wanted to bring it back recently, but I said to myself strategically, it didn't make sense for me to try to start all over again. And I knew what she was doing with this group. And one of her chats, she had many chats, and one of them was I Just Want to Talk is the name of the chat. And I noticed the conversations in that group and what people were talking about, and they were being really vulnerable. I mean, virtual strangers. We're all pretty much, we call each other cousins, but it's, we don't know each other. And people were talking about having a rough day or, just all these different challenges. And it was one particular lady that was like posting stuff all the time. And I said, you know what? I have this thing over here, but this thing is right in front of me. And I asked Michelle, I said, hey, I want to pull a dinner together. And do you mind if I set this up? And she said, sure. And I did it in Wake Forest at a little Tapa bar. It was so intimate and cute. And it was like maybe 10 of us that showed up. And I was like, hey, and the topic was self-love. And we started talking about what does self-love and self-care look like. And my role and, from that meeting on is really to facilitate and just open up the floor for people to share. And two of the people said, wow, we want to do this again. So I got with them and Michelle was like, can you do this again? And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
And then we've been doing it every month since July 23.
That's awesome.
That's dope.
Yeah, we only missed 1 month, and that was December. That was because we just all wanted a break. But we've been doing it every month. And now we are doing still doing once a month, but we're thinking about adding some more variety to it because it's driven truly by the desire of the people in the group or people who are just asking for it. At every meeting, it's getting more and more dynamic, larger. People are asking, for us to host it there. And one of the cool things about it that has started to happen is that we're also now putting money back into Black-owned businesses.
Love it.
Dope.
Yeah. So, you think 25, 30, 35 people showing up to your restaurant on a slow night. And that's another thing too. When I originally had this idea back in 2019, when I started it, I would pick restaurants on a slow night. So we do this midweek on purpose. Find a location that has a slow night, typically like Tuesday, Wednesdays. And then we ask, can we come in and just take over? And the beautiful thing is the restaurant hosts, if they can accommodate us, they are so excited. They participate in the conversation sometimes, and they get 30 customers right then, because we pretty much all eat when we get there and have a good time. And we're starting to build some beautiful partnerships. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that and within this partnership, once, like I said, Michelle started to see that this thing is, growing, and that this was something dear to her as well. She brought in, she actually said, hey, Katrina, I want to partner you up with a licensed clinical therapist. So it's myself as an executive coach, professional trained coach, and we have a licensed clinical therapist.
Awesome.
So, and her name is Leanna Nelson, and she and I talked behind the scenes. And once she came on board, we kind of got some more meat to it. And that's what really helped this thing grow, because she and I started to put there's a difference between therapy and a therapist and a coach, right? So we kind of go back and forth, and we put this beautiful thing together. When we show up together in this space, for her and I, it just gives us both an opportunity to just be who we are. We just kind of just let our hair down. We just are laughing, having a good time. But behind the scenes, we know that there's a method to our madness, if you will. And the folks in the room open up. Not everybody talks, but the folks that don't talk typically leave notes and say things. And it's just a beautiful thing. And like I said, every month we do it. The second Wednesday of every month.
That is awesome.
Good. Now, the one thing that I am going to ask, because we're learning it too, but here's what we see. We do see a different dynamic with us not being as quick to be vulnerable.
Us meaning who?
Black people.
Okay, thank you.
And so like we are a part of F Up Night Raleigh, and every event is majority. When I say majority white people, it's about 90% white. And
95.
Yeah, about 95. I was being nice, I'm sorry, but about 95% white. And what we noticed there is a connection and enjoyment of just being in a safe space and being vulnerable. When creating this space, what did you do to where it's just like organic and people are just feeling cool? Because for us, therapy, we tend not to go. We don't tend to have that shared space. So what about this environment to you feels special enough to where now you see like people are really opening up? What about what is that spirit that's there?
I think for me, it's being sort of comfortable in myself and truly letting go of expectations and setting a tone to everyone that shows up that this is your space.
Right.
So in the beginning, we didn't have topics. We just sort of say, hey, what's on your mind? And that can get kind of, people like, I mean, everything is on my mind. I don't know.
Right.
But after a while, people would just start saying how their day was. And, something, will come up. I think that the energy that Leanna and I bring in that space is that it's just comfortable. We don't come in there as, hi, I'm Katrina Monique and I'm executive coach, and I'm here to facilitate you to tell me what's going on. I come in and say, hey, I'm Katrina, what's up? You know? And so we just bring a relaxed energy. And I think that sort of helps people feel like there's nothing expected out of me but to be.
Right. That's
if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. But if you want to talk.
Yeah.
And it's just what it is. And I think the other thing about it too is, like I said, Leanna and I, we really work well with each other.
Mhm.
And she and I both made this agreement that we were not going to treat this like work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we tell everyone who we are, but Leanna is Leanna.
Mhm.
You know, we're on the mic. We should have recorded the whole event last time we did it, because she and I were cutting up so bad on the microphone, telling jokes, singing, dancing. And before you know it, people are just like, wait a minute, you know?
Yeah.
And so now we're walking around. And so we infuse a lot of humor
Mm-hmm.
into it. Like I said, we don't drive the conversation. We facilitate.
Right.
So I think that's kind of it. It feels like you're talking to your two cousins.
Right. Right. Yeah. Just sitting in the living room.
There's no motive.
Right.
There's no wrong answer. We're not looking at no gotchas.
Right.
No one has to be, you know, if you may have an opinion that the next person doesn't agree with. Leanna and I are not going to allow that to be anything that it doesn't need to be.
Right.
You know, we kind of go, okay. And then we actually had that in the last one where one of the young men said something and I'm gonna let it stay in the room.
Yeah.
But the rest of the room was like, what? And you know, it was really important for her and I. This was like an unspoken thing, but we knew, you know, to really make sure he still felt safe to have his opinion, even though the rest of the room was like, I know you lying. But he still felt safe. And I want to say one last thing. I'm sorry.
No problem. Talk about it.
The one other part about it, I think that makes this really special, is that we are very intentional about bringing and engaging Black men. So our events are starting to get an uptick in men showing up. And we know how we're learning how men think. And we know that if there's certain topics that they want to discuss, we ask in the group.
Right.
They tell us, we bring it. We don't make it we don't make it hard.
Right.
And the men are showing up and they are having opinions, and we listen. The feedback, we literally go back. She and I will agonize through text, you know, and Michelle going through it, really hashing it out and making sure that everybody feels heard. So I think that's, you know, we make people, we're comfortable.
Right. Right. Now, how are you balancing this with everything else? Like, because now this baby is starting to grow. She's getting some legs and starting to walk. So how are you balancing this? And does it take over some of the train of thought in the other course of the day? Like, you know, because now this is a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. No, it doesn't, because the way I started it, right? The way we are starting it and growing it is we keeping that same tone, that this is us being, you know, I know my calling in life, a part of it is to teach. And in a space where I'm facilitating, I get to still teach in a very indirect way. Right. And so it doesn't feel like work at all.
Okay.
The hardest part of it is getting home at 10 o'clock.
I know that's right.
That's the hardest part of it. But otherwise, when I show up there, I'm in my sneakers, I'm in some relaxed wear, hoodie, and give me a microphone. I cut up for a little while, loosen everybody up, and then we just go. We just go.
That's dope.
You know,
that's dope. That's dope. So then now you have a diverse range of expertise spanning in entrepreneurship and all that. So what initially drew you to be so multifaceted? Because like people like me, I admire my sister and I admire you because I don't have the capabilities to do that. Like I am, if this is the task we're working on, that's the task I'm working on. So for somebody to say entrepreneurship, teacher, I wrote books, to me, that makes me exhausted.
Well, you're a coach and you're a radio show host. That's two things.
and by the time
he getting there,
by the time I get home, I'm no good. I promise you, I'm no good. Like I try my best, but I'm shot by the time I get home. Like y'all remember, like
it takes you a minute to warm up. There, I'm like, come on, nigga, we still got a show.
That's my point, because them kids be draining me at school. So y'all remember the in Living Color, the Haymans, like when it was like 14 jobs, and the one he had 2 jobs and they called him a lazy coconut. I'm the lazy coconut. Like I can't get past 2. So like what drew you to this, and where do you draw your energy from to be able to multitask in so many different things? Because we haven't even discussed your entrepreneur endeavor with it's Sage 22, correct? Sage 22. So how do you where are you pulling energy from? Help me.
Passion.
Okay.
Yeah, passion.
Mhm.
If somebody would have told me to say who I am and what I do in one word,
Mhm.
I would say creator.
Okay. Okay.
Because I see the connection, entrepreneur in my mind, creator,
Mhm.
teacher, author,
Mhm.
creator, because I'm writing, right?
Mhm.
And I just talk about what I write.
Mhm.
And coaching, I'm creating because I'm pulling from inside of myself and helping someone create a world for them.
Mhm.
So for me, it's just one thing
Mhm. Mhm.
with different ways
Okay.
of expressing that one thing.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel like a lot of different things to me.
Mhm. And of the things that you were working on, is one of them a deeper passion than the other, or is it even kill across the board where I have the same amount of passion for each?
I have the same amount of passion for each.
I know that's right.
That's what's up.
I really do.
That's what's
I
up.
love all of it.
Mhm.
The only challenge, the challenge has been over the years, learning how to embrace them all in a strategic way, to not burn myself out, to not be unproductive, and to lose passion.
Got you.
And that was actually a question I wanted to ask you, and then we'll go to the audience question.
Okay.
When you're in these spaces, especially when you're creating them for people who may need to just get it out, they need that outlet. How do you protect yourself to make sure you're not taking on everything?
I am empathic, right? I do have a therapist, a spiritual coach. I got a cardiologist. I got a tarot reader.
I know that's right.
I got sisters and cousins, and so I have a whole village of everything. Have a dietitian. I mean, I can just keep going. A loctician. No, but I share that, just say that I have a process of knowing who I am. I'm aware of myself and who I am, and so I can I center myself. I know when I'm walking into a room. A friend of mine told me, she said, I noticed you when you walked in. She said, I noticed that you're so observant. I didn't know she picked that up, but I'm very aware of an environment that I'm in. I scope the scenery, right? I'm scoping the scenery. And not so much with my eyes, but my spiritual eye, right? And so when I can settle into a space, then I know how to center myself in that space and then offer what needs to be offered.
Okay.
But the key is the maturity comes in knowing when to leave. So that's when you kind of lose yourself, when you overstay your welcome in the environment.
Absolutely.
We
So
got
we
questions?
have, yes,
Okay.
down at the bottom.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Said, this is awesome. How would I start something like this?
If they are referring to like a meetup, start it. I mean, and I'm not, that's not to be funny, but if it's something that you would like to do, if you want to pull people together in a space and talk, first of all, I would suggest that you examine your motive and your intention behind it, because keep in mind, this type of work, while it is good to do, I'm not lost, or it's not lost on me rather, that you're still dealing with people's vulnerability. And I don't take that lightly. So even if we didn't have the therapist as part of it, I have no problem pulling back in the space if I feel like this isn't okay. I'm not here I don't exercise no demons.
I know that's right.
I know that's right.
So examine your intentions and be very clear about your motive. And then you start finding your community. Don't overthink it. If you want to get people together, find 3 people. Find a restaurant, say, come on, let's talk, and you move forward from there. But it starts with intention and being clear about your motive.
Yeah. So with you talking about like being clear and intentional, one of the questions I have is like, since you're an entrepreneur, what pivotal moment in your entrepreneurial journey greatly influenced your approach to your businesses? So there had to be a point where some of this, you know what I mean? So what was that pivotal point where you're like, I'm either in or I'm out?
I'm either in or I'm out.
Yeah.
Babe, where can I start? I'm going to say, part of what I teach is, like I said, people embracing the fullness of who they are. And that includes all of the pieces of who you are. as a young Black woman growing up in Washington D.C.,
Mhm.
I was raised to get a good job, get a
Mhm.
college degree, get a good job.
Mhm.
In other words, to be this image
Mhm.
and check off the box, check the
Mhm.
box, check the box.
Yep.
And I checked all the things off the box and still was unhappy. So I had my business. I've been an entrepreneur since 2007.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mhm.
On and off. And I had success pretty quickly. I had one business that got national pretty fast. I was in Black Enterprise magazine.
Mhm.
People was giving me money. I had clients everywhere.
Yeah.
I was speaking places because of that, but I was terribly unhappy
Mhm.
because I wasn't myself.
Mhm.
All my pieces were scattered everywhere.
Mhm.
So the pivotal moment was me recognizing all of my pieces were everywhere,
Mhm.
meaning I was not in a unfulfilling relationship.
Mhm.
I just really wasn't happy
Mhm.
with the work. I was happy with the work that I was doing, but I wasn't happy with how I was feeling inside
Right.
about it because
Mhm.
I felt like I was trying to still check another box off
Mhm.
and prove that I was worthy
Yeah.
and prove myself.
Mhm.
And so that pivotal moment was I let my relationship go, like I mentioned before,
Mhm.
and then shut everything down. I had nothing, no clothes, no money. I had a bin with some clothes in it, and my father had a 1998 Honda Accord green that he broke the reverse thing on it, so it couldn't reverse. He broke it the day before he gave me the car.
Oh man.
And it so that moment, then I had absolutely nothing. And I decided that I was too broken. All of my pieces were so scattered that I felt too broken to raise my children alone as a single mom. And so I made a difficult decision to move to Wilmington, North Carolina. We were living in Raleigh, and I didn't bring my children with me. So that's a no-no for Black mamas.
Right.
And that's a long story, but that was that moment.
Mhm.
And then it was a 3-year journey of deciding I was done with making money. I was done with entrepreneurship. I was done with writing books. I was done. And I was going to commit myself to community service work. And I did that for 3 years and realized I actually don't like being broke.
I know that's right.
I was like, altruism is beautiful.
Right.
However, I actually like, and what confirmed it was when I got evicted. So I like money, lots and lots of money. So that's when I decided that I had to figure it out and that I was going to either shit or get off the pot. And so I decided I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So then now with that, so I'm going to fast forward you a little bit, but we can talk about any pieces in between there, but I'm talking about the most current piece. So you got Sage 22. Can you talk about Sage 22 and then what are the guiding principles and values that you have that you want to keep in the forefront, knowing that you have had these pivotal moments and this is also a reflection of your business and who you are now. So explain to those who are watching and then those that'll hear what Sage 22 is and then those principles and values that you created this on. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, Sage 22 Ventures is my umbrella company, and that houses all of my ventures, hence ventures. And the name came from an old friend of mine, and I were going back and forth. And Sage is the word for wisdom, a wise counselor, and 22 is the number of a master teacher and a master builder. And I love numerology, and so in numerology, in my birthday adds up to the number 22.
Okay.
So Sage 22, and then my middle name is Monique, and Monique means advisor.
Okay.
So all of that kind of put that together, and it encapsulates my passion for helping and advising people. So so that being said, Sage 22 is my place of creativity.
Okay.
My place to express my creativity through the work that I do. My values, or my business values are my personal values. So my personal value is one of accountability and transparency, walking in truth, and not being afraid of your shadows.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's it. So there's a few sort of projects and businesses I have under Sage 22 Ventures, but that's the umbrella.
That's
Cool,
awesome.
cool. So as a best-selling author, what inspired you to share your knowledge? Like, so amongst everything that you're telling us, you're writing books. So when did you find the time to actually write these books, and what inspired these books that you were writing? Because you're a best-selling author.
I am.
And you're still going through all these and still pushing to be an entrepreneur, but still finding the time to get what's in your mind on paper.
Yeah.
So how did that all come about, and how were you handling that during the times that were not so good?
So the books always birthed the business for me, because I'm a creative first. So my first book I wrote by myself because I was trying to I was working with business owners. When I first started, I used to work with behavioral health agencies, and I was their financial consultant. And I did their books, but I also realized that as I was doing their books, that they were having like issues as business owners and how to manage their business. And so I got into the advisory of that, made great money doing that. But then I started seeing even more connections with their spiritual and emotional life. And that birthed my first book. And then and that book, the book's name is Embrace Your Journey. And so I was sort of teaching about embracing your journey as an entrepreneur, what makes you an entrepreneur, and all the principles around that. And then from there, so that led to more clients. So that's kind of how the books lead to the work. And then I met a young lady, or of a peer, friend, sister, if you will, of Akila S. Richards. And she was my first spiritual, I guess, teacher in terms of a peer. And she and I partnered together, and we wrote what became a best-selling book called How She Got Free.
Okay.
And it's literally a spiritual business manual. That's what we call it. And so that book got even deeper into the spiritual principles of entrepreneurship and how women, in particular Black women, are disconnected from truly like what makes us unique as entrepreneurs, and when we learn how to show up as ourselves. And so again, that led to the work. So
can I stop you right there?
You can stop me.
That was a great point that you made, because we have been discussing this about us being Black people and not being able to just show up as ourselves. We always have to read the room and make sure when we're making certain eye contact, you feel comfortable, because there's always misreading of how we are when we enter spaces. So how, as a business strategist, how do you coach someone specifically in that? Because we do tend to do that whenever we're working with people, is make them feel comfortable, but it might even it might hurt us and cause us to miss the mark for what we want in a business transaction.
I coach on that actually, and I coach executives. You've done your homework apparently. I do coach executives and entrepreneurs on just that. And so, as you recall, when I was talking about my make it or break it moment, was I said I found like I was all in different pieces. And so I coach people in identifying first that you are probably in a lot of pieces, and then we work on gathering all those pieces together. And then I teach people how to embrace them, how to understand how they are all working together and are all necessary. And inside of that does come into looking at how we have been socialized, how systemic racism has impacted how we show up in rooms. But even that is a piece, right? Even that is something that we have to embrace and accept, that that's who we are. That's part of our experience, I should say. It's not who we are. So I help people understand the difference between an experience and who they are in that experience. And once you become aware and clear about this is who I am versus this is an experience that I'm having, then we can separate the two, and then you learn how to leverage the experiences you have to be to your benefit. Like I mentioned, when I walk into a room, I walk in with my third eye. I walk in knowing who I am into the room. The room I can't control, but I can control me. And so how can I impact the room, or how is the room impacting me? Having that conversation. this didn't happen overnight.
Mhm.
So I have been in spaces where, I was, an executive leadership role. I won't get any more detail than that. But I was I was the first of my kind. Okay. And it was traumatizing.
Yes, ma'am.
Despite all that I knew, all that I studied, I got blurred between who I am and the experience that I was having.
Right.
Absolutely.
But but here's the key. Every experience gives you an opportunity to identify a piece. So even in that experience, even in knowing all that I know and studied all that I studied, I still had this experience that almost took me out. But I recognized, but that's a piece now. So now I can see the piece for what it is.
Right.
I examine it, I can break it down, and now I know how to maneuver through that.
Right. Right.
And show up as myself.
Right.
So now
Right.
I'm in another situation where I'm still one of my kind. I'm the first of my kind again. But I already know what I'm walking into.
Right.
So now I don't have to be what you want me to be.
Right.
I'm clear.
Have you had an experience where you've shown up and you realized I got to walk out this room?
Heck yeah.
And then did you actually walk out, or did you kind of just lean back? Because there are some spaces where they're just not for us. And we'll try to force our way. And like you said, then we go home not feeling 100% about us. But what would be your coaching advice when somebody comes in the room and it's okay to say, this is not my space?
It's always okay to know when something isn't good for you. And we always know. What we typically do when we feel ourselves asking that question back and forth is what we're asking ourselves is, do I trust myself?
Right.
Do I trust myself? And if you stay somewhere where you know you shouldn't be, Dr. Gosh, I forgot her name. Dr. Tama. She posted on Instagram. She's a psychologist, and she posted on Instagram. If don't stay in spaces where you are disrespected. Leave, because now everything that happens after that will dishonor you. I'm paraphrasing, but to me that's so powerful, because what she's saying is, so what is motivating you to stay somewhere where you really don't feel comfortable?
Exactly.
Because if you stay and you accept the disrespect, or your body is telling you that this isn't okay, and you stay anyway, it's just the same as that lady with the messy letter that she got some good stuff and now she don't know if she loved the man or not. Once you get a taste of whatever space you're in, and you go ahead and you take it, take that hit, it's hard to back up now, because what you told yourself, you told your intuition, I'm gonna override you, and your intuition is gonna say, okay, I'm gonna fall back then, let you have it.
You got it.
You got it. And guess what? You locked in, and you got to ride it all the way out. Ride that bad situation all the way out until you get the lesson.
And like you said, oftentimes, even for us, when we're in these spaces, we'll justify it, like this young lady, where it's like, well, the money's good. I have this position. I'm the first person of this color in this position. This title holds weight. But like you said, but then you're also in a position where you're going home, you're exhausted mentally and physically. The stress is starting to take over on your body, and it's coming out in different ways, whether it's your attitude, whether it's you being sick, whether it's your body or whatever have
All
you.
of the above.
Yeah. And you're now at a point where it's just like, is it even worth it? When do you service yourself and say, you know what?
This ain't it.
I'm good.
This ain't it. Yeah.
And do you find that some of your clients have a hard time with saying, I'm good on this?
Absolutely. Because we are easily, and I say we because I feel like you and I are one. I don't, I might be at a different place, but I still can go back there at any time. Because like Allen Iverson said years ago, practice. Everything is about practice. You got to keep practicing these principles. So yes, we do that. We will rationalize anything and make it good for us to give ourselves permission to stay. And we have to practice all the time, remembering why, what is motivating us to do this. I have clients who would say, well, let's just say the example could be letting somebody go, a business partner. and they don't want to let them go because of history or because of this or because of whatever. And I just, would challenge them again to go back to what is more important to you. Where does this come from? Where did you pick up this notion that you have to carry someone longer than they need to be carried?
Right.
And what is that sense of control coming from? But what is that? Why do you feel like you have to control it?
Right.
Because sometimes we think we're doing things because we are trying to be loving in our hearts.
Right.
But really, it's another form of manipulation and control.
Yeah.
So I would challenge that. And people don't like to hear that they're manipulative, especially when they think they got a good heart. Like, what do you mean? That's manipulation. Anytime you're trying to control and mold, because manipulation literally means to mold something to be what you want it to be, instead of allowing it to be what it is. That's a form of control and manipulation. So one of the techniques that I use is I always bring my clients back to what they said that they want.
I know that's right. We're here.
We're here. And how does this support that?
Now, why you over here?
Yeah. How does this support that?
And let me ask you this, especially in the corporate world, and Black women in the corporate world, how do you teach them to take the cape off?
Oh, wow. I'm still teaching and still unpacking strategies to teach that. But teaching women about the source of who they are. One of the principles that I co-wrote in my book, How She Got Free, was the first principle, which is you and God are one, right? You being connected to source. And when I share that with women, and I share that with, my students, if you will, that our relationship with God, our relationship with source is a relationship that you don't have with anybody else. So anything outside of that, mom, dad, whatever, is independent of this relationship. And so you have to consider, how are you dishonoring that relationship every time you blur a boundary? How is that getting you to your goal? Another thing that is important that I do share with women, and I've had to practice with myself, is learning how the body takes count of every time we dishonor ourselves, every time we disrespect ourselves, every single time. And relating it back to heart palpitations and whatever, headaches, anxiety, all of that. How does that all relate to the decisions that you're making every single day? My
so therapist actually referred a book. So to that point, what you're just saying, I'm going to share it because it's relevant to what you just said. I want to say the name of the book is called The Body Takes Count, but let me make sure I'm right on that. Hold on one second. It is called The Body Keeps Score.
The Body Keeps Score. That's the book I'm referring to.
Yeah, The Body Keeps
Have you
Score.
read it yet?
He just told me on Monday.
You got to read it and get a notebook and a highlighter with you.
Okay,
oh, that's right.
Because it's really insightful.
Yeah, he was telling me like, "Yo, read that," because I'm one of those people that'll hold it in. The next thing you know, I'm like, "Why is my back hurting?" Well, because the body's keeping score, bro. Why am I like this? Yeah, why am I tight all the time? Because the body's keeping score of everything you have. We right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sad we can't do the things we love, like volunteering and nonprofit, due to this expensive economy. That is true. And yeah, the body keeps score.
Oh,
come on,
so
everybody.
Go ahead,
mental
everybody
health.
know in the book.
Yes,
all right.
Yes, I never heard of this book, but
it's really good.
He told me to go get the book. The Body Keeps Score.
Amazon.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I got another question. In today's rapid evolving business and landscape, we're seeing a lot of young people getting money quick, fast, in a hurry. But what are some of the most critical skills and qualities for entrepreneurs and business leaders to cultivate to continue to make that money and be smart with it? Because we're seeing a lot of young people making a lot of money, especially with social media and all that stuff. But what are some of those critical skills and qualities they need to hold on to early?
You need to definitely get a handle on personal finance. I have in my day known many, many millionaires, have millionaire friends. I have not made it to millionaire status myself yet, but I've definitely been a multi-six-figure. But in seeing all of that, the common thread for seeing people who can make a whole lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
but not keep their money. That common thread is personal finances.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think, your business and your personal is different.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a lot of money in your business. The patterns that you have personally will spill right into your business.
Mm-hmm.
So get a grasp on your personal financial management.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have a sustainable business. Another trap that entrepreneurs who make a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
they get caught up in making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realize that entrepreneurship is a slow game.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a slow game. You can make a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
really quickly and lose it all.
Mm-hmm.
But learn financial management.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like that's something that you have to delegate. My degree is in accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like, I can just hire an accountant to do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, get a handle on it. Understand spending. Not saying you shouldn't spend,
Mm-hmm.
but understand it. Understand how to invest your money.
Mhm.
Understand how to let your money grow for you. Understand how to delay gratification. Understand that you can't hire everybody and pay everybody what you want to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Understand how to pull back. And so, financial management,
Okay.
personal financial management.
Okay, cool. So we've been at it for we're
Yeah,
at the
I'm
top of
gonna
the
say we're at the
hour.
top of
I'm
the
sorry.
hour.
So
Wow.
so you got to come back. You
Okay.
got to come back and we got to do this again because I didn't get through all my questions. 'Cause
Okay,
we
I
was
talked a
talking
lot.
good.
No,
No,
no.
not at all. This was great information. But just my last question is looking ahead, what are your aspirations and goals for Sage 22 Ventures, and how do you plan to continue to make impacts in the fields that you are doing with leadership, strategy, author, and then now your group is join me to talk, or let's talk.
It's called let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. There we go.
Because
Good.
it's two different things, but
Good.
let's talk about it. So where does the future hold? So
Mhm.
presently, Sage 22 Ventures is, like I said, houses my entrepreneurial endeavors. I'm focusing a lot more now on my authorship and executive coaching,
Okay.
teaching, just the one word,
Mhm.
teaching
Mhm.
through writing and sharing and hosting more events.
Mhm.
So more intimate spaces, more invitation only spaces.
Mhm.
The work that we're doing publicly for the community will continue, but you'll start seeing some more private invitation
Mhm.
ones, intimate dinners with just women, and then some co-ed,
Mhm.
writing, like I said, speaking, a lot of that.
Okay.
That's really what my heart is.
Great.
Mhm.
So tell the people how to get in contact with you if they're interested in anything and everything that you offer, because you got a lot. So
Well,
tell
you
them how
can-
to get in contact. with you.
Instagram is the fastest, best way to find me. Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
hey, girl.
I know. Hey, girl.
Oh, girl, let me follow you. Hey.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, but you forgot one letter.
What did I forget?
MONIQ.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm glad you caught that because I was rushing. I'm sorry. See, that's rushing
I
right
am
before the
Katrina Money.
So let's take that down. Beep, and let's put it in the comment section. So I'll put it in the comment section for you guys because there's a Q in there. It's Monique at the
Oh, you
end of
pop
that.
up. Mhm.
Oh,
Even when
pops
you
up.
put MON, you pop right up.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Cool,
Well, then
cool,
put it
cool.
back up. Then let them
Okay. All right, cool. I'll put it right back up. Hold on.
Hi, girl.
And
Oh, that's a
bang, there it
cute
is.
lip color, girl. Okay, I'm sorry.
So make sure you support, because you know how we do here at TDS.
Mhm.
We always support Black businesses, Black ventures, whatever people are doing. We want to support it because that's how we're going to grow our community.
Mhm.
I believe that we can do this again. We can live how we seen Black Wall Street and all that. We can do it, but the only way it's going to happen is if we support one another.
Mhm.
So I want to thank you for coming in, and thank you for being a part of our TDS family. And thank you for your input on the messy letter, because not everybody feels comfortable doing it, but you fit right in. And tomorrow
Tomorrow, it's just us.
Oh, okay. It's just
Yeah,
us tomorrow.
It's just us.
Okay.
Well, and tomorrow we can go ahead and talk about this whole dating thing.
Oh, so we'll get a chance to talk about
'Cause that was
Fab
cringy.
Kim's dating.
It was cringy.
Oh, you went on a date?
No, I didn't go on the date.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, we didn't even make it to the date. The conversation
this is
prior
just,
to
this is just the conversation.
was cringy.
I
I don't know why everyone wants to yell at me.
Yes.
I got
There
yelled
we-
at because I didn't have kids, girl. I said, ooh, yeah.
So let's talk about that tomorrow.
Right.
So everybody have a good night. God willing, we'll be here with you tomorrow promptly at 6 p.m. It's TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. Good night.
Bye, y'all.